2023. We're going to be starting with the defense headquarters that now media reports stating that notorious bandits leader the clergy are surrendered to the military. Speaking at a media briefing on military operations across the country on Thursday, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Marcus Kandi, clarified that clergy remains at large and is still on the military's most wanted list. Also, the Joint Admissions and Manipulation Board, JAC, is to screen over 500 candidates under the age of 16 for admission into tertiary institutions for the 2025-2026 academic session between September 22 and 26. Also, former Secretary of State Governor Aminu Abuwa was in custody of Economic and Financial Transformation (EFCC) over alleged fraudulent council bills totaling 189 billion naira. Also, the candidates of All Progressive Congress (APC), Honorable Fidelis Joseph Akudu, emerged winner of the Chikun Kajuru Federals of Representative Constituency by election in Kaduna State, along with two others. And now to stories that get our attention today. Anike, the magistrate court discharged Comfort Emerson of offense of unruly behavior and assault of flight crew on board Ibon Air aircraft from Udo on route to Lagos. In the charge, Emerson was charged for behaving in an unruly and disorderly manner by shouting on top of her voice, abusing and assaulting flight crew, and refusing to embark on aircraft after landing, and thereby committed an offence contrary to Section 4 subsection 1A and punishable under Section 4 subsection 2 of Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria from Bylaw 2005. These and many more get our attention today. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to today's episode of Brand Finance. My name is William.com, and I'm with me here in the studio come with Razak Seydu. He's the General Secretary, Association of Nigeria Aviation Professionals. And now, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you very much for having me.
Okay, all right. And we also are joining us virtually with Aiport, a human rights lawyer. Thank you so much for joining us this time.
Thank you very much. Pleasure.
Okay, alright. So before we begin this discussion, let us also go on this break. And that is MSCDC holding aviation security seminar in Lagos. And when we come back, we'll be looking at the drama that has been going on in Nigeria airports and who should we blame? Is it the professionals, the aviation workers, or the customers? Those are the passengers that are supposed to be on the flight. So let us go to the comment on that. We'll continue this first. The basic fire and was about to get started. And like I said earlier, we are looking at the various drama that have been emerging in Nigeria's airports and role of passengers and aviation workers. And luckily, we have the General Secretary of Association of Nigeria Aviation Professionals with us. So we would like to hear from your angle the whole thing that has happened, because the clever social media tag for it is Quam 1, Quam 2, Quam 3. Although we sincerely hope that we will not be having more quams as the week runs by or as the year goes by. But from your own assessment, who is to blame? Because I think the one that is generating more traction is the issue of the Quam 2 issue. So that is the one of Comfort Emerson issue with the aviation worker. That was a cabin crew member that wasn't. Who is to blame from your perspective?
Is the passenger. You know, is the passenger. Very simple something. They will announce, demonstrate, and ask you to offer. Then later they will go around and check the passengers, the air travelers, to see whether they on or not. Then they got this lady and please on your own. When I'm talking to you, you just pretend as if you are not the one I'm talking to. You know how it is. I'm talking to you on your, off your shit. Look, who are you talking to? Many things like that. But anyway, let me tell you the real fact. The fact is that government interference, undue interference in aviation, caused all this type of rubbish, and it's being led by the Honorable Minister of Aviation, who is a son that's supposed to know that aviation law is different from criminal law. He is not an aviation law. He's not an aviator. So it is time that we want to demand now. We have been demanding for it that we want a professional to be the Minister of Aviation. You see, immediately he came, he said his predecessor concession of airport is wrong. He's going to correct it. We were watching him. Till today, he's doing a different thing. Till today, he's junketing around the whole world, signing BASA without facing our own national carrier. So if you now see a private airline that is striving to help the industry, what they normally do is not to help that airline, but to run him down. How many airlines that have gone underground? We cannot allow any individual who is afraid of competition to blackmail Aiport Air. No, we can't. Because it is our duty to protect the interests of the workers there. Both the pilot, both the crew, and the ground staff. No one talk about it. The minister is saying that you should go and check it, you should go and the ground staff. Is like, what does it mean? What does it mean? Is it the owner of the airline? No. So, and why he's doing that is that it's a deliberate act for the past 8 years. They didn't put governing board of directors in all these agencies that's supposed to regulate, to supervise. No governing board of directors. And he has no right to run these parastatals on day-to-day basis as a minister. It was because we are making noise with force, that is why they recently inaugurated the one of Federal Airport Authority. Okay. There is this ICAO auditing. IATA is there. You don't have Nigerian aviation. It's global. Aviation is global. It's being regulated. Best practices and resolution of this ICAO. So I think the minister goofed by directing NCAA to do this, to do that, which means he has usurped the autonomy of NCAA, which we fought for. And ICAO is watching. I'm sorry. Make they don't hammer Nigeria. I'm telling you, for the action he has taken, it's very, very dangerous for our aviation community. You don't have that right to direct the DG that do this, do that. And when those ones take action, at the same time, within how many hours? Within 48 hours. You are now even asking them that you should do this, you should do that. You are relaxing this, you are relaxing that. You cannot be an accuser and the judge. It's not your duty. We want him to tell the whole world, the Nigerian, that why is it very difficult for him to inaugurate the governing board of directors of all these parastatals. NCA has no board, NAMA has no board, INCAD has no board, AIB, all of them. It's only the fan. And by the act that created all these things, the board are the one that run those places on day-to-day basis. We thought even the EFCC should have even, because we have shouted about all this, EFCC should have waded into this matter. So he is the cause of this problem. Because Aiport Air is waxing stronger. Many of us we flew that air. I don't think that there's anything wrong with the crew, with the pilots. Before the aircraft taxi, they will demonstrate in the cockpit and announce that everybody should off your phone. Some people will pretend as if they don't know. When they finish, they will go round again. Pilot will say, go and cross-check for takeoff. During the cross-checking, I normally see, they say, please, can you off your seat? Sorry, it will off. That's why, sorry, can you off your seat? Sorry, it will off. Why is this lady own comfort different? Because maybe he is nearer to some big men. big men no day. What of the life of the people in the aircraft? What of the life of the people in the aircraft? Security, safety is very important for us. So that is what the Minister of Aviation never think about. He is bringing politics to something that is professionally, regulated. ICAO is there, IATA is there. Yes. You don't even have your own national carrier. You are dictating to a private airline. And it is only NCA that's supposed to guide and monitor the airlines, not you as a minister. But you are doing it by fiat. No, you cannot continue like that again.
All right, very well. And now to Niyi Aboishade, what are your thoughts on what's been transpiring at airports in Nigeria? Who are we to blame? Is it the aviation workers or the passengers that are boarding the airline? I think that we also have to highlight that the one of Ms. Comfort Emerson seems to be the one that is the noticing obstruction and one we are focusing on today.
Why not Kwanwa?
Oh, yes.
It is difficult to apportion blame to anyone at this time. However, I will advise the passenger to observe the rules. There is freedom of movement, no doubt about that. However, our freedom of movement, we must still obey the rules. Every organization have their own rules. The airport, they have their own rules. Sometimes they can make a rule that cannot carry something, cannot carry water or wine or anything or knife beyond certain place. You cannot take it inside the plane. So I think this is what happened. This was what happened during the Kwam one, the stagger. And because he think of who he is, don't you know me, I'm Wasil. And this, he exercised unreasonable behavior. And Nigeria has messed up greatly. He should be punished for what he did that day. Because the precedent that they set is very bad for Nigeria. Now, within 24 hours, like the other man just said, they said they have imposed 6-month ban upon him. And after 24 hours, they changed it and they even made ambassador. They made him ambassador. So crime does pay in Nigeria. It is very good to commit crime so that you become popular, you become famous, then you can become ambassador of security. How can someone who trample upon the rules of the airport suddenly become an ambassador of security? There is nowhere in the world that they will do that. Let me give you an example. In the United Kingdom, everyone respects David Beckham. He was a footballer. He used to play for England team and Manchester. But there was a time he drove and people saw him using his mobile phone. On the phone. And using his phone inside the car, driving. They reported him to the authority. They banned him. They banned him. And he saw him for 1 year. They banned him for almost 1 year. He cannot drive. He has to employ driver. This is the rule. What applied to someone that is not known could apply to someone that is famous. See, what they have just done under these circumstances is a shame. It's a shame. And I don't see, in fact, to be honest with you, Wasil has not shown any remorse. He in fact got medals for what he did. He got medals for what he did. He just said he didn't like what he did. That was not repentance, genuine repentance from him. He should be punished. At least that's this man to stay. And on no account should they appoint as an ambassador of security. Which security? What training has he attended? He has not attended any training to become ambassador. But because of who he is, he was a friend of the president. It's a shame. And everybody should abide by the rules of the airport when you are in the airport. On the other hand, again, we need to speak to the staff that are working, the crew inside the plane. They have to respect individual. Because the lady from Akwa Ibom, according to another report from someone, an SAN, who witnessed the Shaga, he said the lady was in fact not guilty. The crew asked her, one of the crew asked her to switch on the phone, but he said that the phone is not working properly, and so somebody was trying to help her, but the lady slapped her. And while they are carrying her out, I can see one of the lady removing her top, exposing her nakedness to the public. That is only, she should be dismissed for it. That is unfair. That is not good. That is not that's not applying the rules. She has over exercised rule, and she should be punished for that. So what is happening in Nigeria today is a big shame. The people I can blame is the government, not even the two individuals, because the law has not taken effect. They didn't do anything, and the pilot as well. She should have answered to the state, because she could have killed Wasu, if not because he dodged it and he faded the rolling blade. What we are saying today, we could have been talking about his death and things like that. So both of them, one of them have their own mistakes. We should not repeat itself. It should not repeat itself. We have to make a change to make sure that our law is law. The federal government has made mockery of the Nigerian law, of the rules. In fact, what the law says is anybody who behave unruly and disrupt the movement of the plane to go to 2 years imprisonment. It's a criminal offense. What Wasu did was a criminal offense. But now by slapping him on the wrist, they did not slap him on the wrist, they gave him murder for doing what he did. That should not continue. We are just behaving like a banana country. Anyway, things have to change positively. Thank you very much.
Some of the issues that we have in Nigeria, there's always this issue of big manism. A famous person, an influential person, always thinking that they are above the law, and then they are always asking for leeway, especially when they. Let us take a look at this scenario now. For instance, one person got an ambassador, another person got a job from a state from the elders from the staff of the state governor. So what does this say about us actually being serious about being corruption free as a country and being a country that actually follows rules and regulation? How do we go about going back to the right track? I don't know if we're ever on the right track, but going back to the track of following rules and regulation whenever it is necessary, regardless of the person's status or how rich or influential that they might be.
Maybe
Yeah, please go ahead.
If I can hear you properly, I think you are talking of what you should be doing, preaching of the law. Is that all this thing is breaking? So
it says breaking.
Oh, okay. So
now,
I was asking,
that's what I
how
have
do we go about
early.
returning
The
to
law
the
is
right track in Nigeria? Because the scenario that we have right now is the first person getting an ambassador role and the other person getting a job offer. So what does this say about us as a country, and how do we return to the track of making sure that punishment fits the crime, regardless of the person's status or how influential they might be?
Hear you.
Is sending a wrong signal to the people of Nigeria and to the outside world. Already, our reputation is in tatters outside the country anyway, and now we are now it's like a pouring into fire this time around. It shows that we don't have rules that we apply in Nigeria, and what they have done, we encourage more people to be unruly at the airport, knowing fully well that once it becomes a matter of public interest, they will get medals for it. They will get roles for it. I've never seen it here in the world. When Naomi Campbell did that in America and behave unruly to the people in United States of America, she was penalized for it. She was asked to do community service and pay fines. So they did not give her medal for that. In fact, people criticize her a lot. But it's only here in Nigeria that kind pays that if you do anything and become a matter of public interest and you are a famous person, you are a big man, then they can promote you for committing crime. Look at this man of APC Senator Adam Oshiomhole. He held the airport in Abuja. Nothing was done against him. How long shall we continue to mess ourselves about in Nigeria? Law is law. The rule of law is law enforce itself. It is the people that will enforce the law. Now the people have failed. I mean, the government has failed in enforcing the law of Nigeria. Rather than enforcing the law, the breakers of the law are enjoying immunity. You can in Nigeria and get away with it. Whereas if he's a very poor person, or you know it, they have sent him to prison. Look at the way they sent this man or woman to prison. Bobrisky, other people, other big people, they have spent money, they have spent money publicly. Kings, chiefs, nothing was done against them. The rule of law in Nigeria is only applies to those who are poor, not to the rich class. The rich class, they have their own rule, but the poor people suffers a lot in the hands of the law. The rule of law only applies to the poor people and not to the rich class. There must be a positive change. Nigeria is at comatose. The economy is in bad shape, and then the rule of law that holds the fabric of society together is in shambles now with the way they handle the Kwam situation and the other lady at Akwa Ibom, including Adam Oshiomhole affairs. Something has to be done. Thank you.
What are your thoughts about punishment actually fitting the crime? We know that at first they said that both Kwamon and the lady would be on no flight list, and then later we are also hearing that first they want to do an investigation to actually find out exactly what happened at the airport. So what are your thoughts about punishment fitting the crime committed, and do you think that perhaps the punishment was too much or probably too little?
There is no punishment yet because they don't allow the agent, the authority that's supposed to find out, or let me say, probe the scenario. Like NCA wrote to the Attorney General, Minister of Justice, and the Inspector General of Police over Kwamwan. We've not heard about that before the minister came up and said we should release this, release that. Then again, the one of Airborne Air, he directed a private airline, whereas it's not a regulator. It's against the ICAO or something. It is the NCA that's supposed to do that job. Why is he arrogating the job that doesn't belong to him? And it's a son. So that is the reason why I'm even surprised that a son trying to, propagate impunity. It's impunity. Seriously, because aviation has legal provisions that you must follow for the airline, for the crew, for the ground staff, for everybody is there. And that's why they normally go to conference, yearly conference. But right now, what we are seeing there, that is why we are protecting the crew, the pilot and the crew. No one, even the minister, Keyamo never talked about the staff. Instead, he wanted them to be punished. What of Kwamwan? Because he's singing Fuji for him and the president and his allies.
He did release a statement the first time it happened when they suspended the pilot's license for the time being. He said that he couldn't close his eyes to such without addressing the other parts of the issue.
It's not his duty. It's not his duty. A minister is to supervise. It's not a duty. You cannot. The duty that he has taken upon himself is the duty of the NCA. I want you to realize that. And I want you to realize that he has refused to inaugurate the governing board of directors that should run all these parastatals on day to day. There is reason for that. Either employment, contracts, this and that. That the board of directors must go through. He doesn't want that. If they want to go to toilet, it's minister. They want to go to this, the minister. No. The act has given the board the responsibility to run those airlines. That is one. We have Senate Committee on Aviation, House Committee on Aviation. No one of them has spoken. He's talking about airport concession. Which one they want to concession? You have about a huge sums of dollar they want to pull. They want to build this. They want to build that. By whom? Which one you want to follow? And you forget about our national carrier. And you are going about signing BASA. Because you know that BASA, where we cannot go, they pay some money. It is that money they have money. Go ask. We ask them, where is BASA money? Which account is BASA? Who is spending BASA money? Why you don't set up the board? The unions have really asked to grant with him, unless they remove him. I'm telling you, we want professional, because what he has done, he has bastardized, disgraced the country before the aviation world. When I'm telling you aviation world, is that we have IK audit. You remember, what are they auditing? They will soon come, and they are hearing all these things. When they came, they have their own observation that before we come, you must do this, you must do that, you must do that. This one now happened. Kwan 1, Kwan 2, Kwan 3. Even I saw Kwan 4 from Owerri, Enugu Airport. That what did you do? Well, when they asked him to off, he said, "What did you do to Ibon Air? If you trust me now, I will do more than that lady." You understand? So, comrade, it is to enforce the law. The law is there, but they don't enforce the law. If they want to enforce the law, you will say there is order from above. And it is the political elite. We will be reading, this man embezzled this, EFCC have charged this to court. There is nobody they have jailed. Nobody they have shown an example. Politically, okay, you go there and steal yourself, you know, we will bury it. That is it now. Go there and eat they tell me, all those embezzlement, all those stealing that we are reporting, whom have they punished? No.
Okay, but when you
and this thing cannot continue like this now.
Because he is not a professional.
He's not. Yeah, he's a lawyer.
If we are to look at how the ministerial appointment goes in Nigeria, most of the time we don't really get professionals who are professionals in that particular sector.
We have them plenty.
Yeah, but we don't usually have it 100%. Like for example, now if we are to look at the Minister for Sports, which some people said that this person might have been very good as a farmer, because if the person had been Minister of Agriculture, it might have been better. We do have instances like that. And then when that issue was raised in the Senate that time, the Senate leader said that, well, it is not necessary for the person who is a minister to be a professional in that particular office. That is why they have a lot of assistants. They have a lot of people who are experts in that particular place.
Then
they're supposed to help the minister.
Why?
So do you think that
what is the duty of the minister in a ministry?
So they are supposed to end, because this is from what the Senate majority leader said.
He's a politician.
Yeah, so but this
is a politician. He's a politician. He's who knows who. He's a politician. I'm telling you now that we have Senate Committee on Aviation.
Yes.
House Committee on Aviation. All this is that is happening. We have never had them to make any statement. The only area that we feel that we have confidence is in the House of Rep, when we are fighting about NIMET. They intervene. Okay, they intervene. So when they intervene, they add the whole story. as my colleague have said, the person who spoke through is correct. They have murdered law. And by the time President Bola Ahmed Tinubu wanted to appoint ministers, he's supposed to have taken a lesson from the past mistake of his predecessor and put round peg in the round hole. Not that this man this is my candidate, put him there. This is my candidate, put it there. This is my candidate. That is what they did. And we have never seen any changes. Then merry-go-round, clockwise and anti-clockwise. And there is nothing in this world though, but matters in motion. You can be deceiving people all the time. But you can never continue to deceive them all the time. One day they will say, to hell with humbleness and patience, give the battle to the foe. All that ambassadorial or not an ambassador is not practicable, and we are not going to accept it. I know we are not accepting it. You will see our statement from next week. Whether Kwamwan is ambassador, maybe ambassador of Fuji, but not ambassador of aviation security. Because on the first time, he's supposed to have been. Look at our press release. We wanted him to be tried. What has Attorney General doing? What has the Inspector General of Police doing? At least they have reported that case. Then whose authority that say that they should not perform their job? If really we have government of transparency, if we have government of the people, by the people, and for the people, and not for themselves, I'm telling you, frankly speaking, we are not going to treat Kwam issue lightly.
And other Kwams that follow afterwards.
I say don't Kwam to fall. Kwam to fall. You just make Nigeria a laughing stock. It will reach a stage that the foreign airlines will hold meeting and they will not like to, because they are watching. They will not like to come to Nigeria.
But one of the things I've understood is it's not just the Nigeria airports that we have issues like this, but probably not of exactly the same situation that has happened. But it is a fact that issues always come up in airports all over the world. It's not just Nigeria, because when we are dealing with people, we also have to be prepared for misbehavior, and that is probably why we have aviation workers to try to put things in order. But first, before we continue, let us go on a break. We are going to see this report on accessibility of human rights abuse in Nigeria, and when we come back, we'll be looking at the line between law enforcement and human rights abuse in Nigeria. This is us. So much for staying with us, even those joining us. This is Fire Practice, and we are talking about now. We're about to talk about the line between law enforcement and human rights. It's even those joining us, we quite still, but we could catch up with us on our social media channels. We stream live, and then we also upload clips on some of these on our YouTube channel. So please do make sure to check it out to catch up with what you missed. So now to the topic that we have at hand now. Why the aviation workers, when they were trying to carry out their duties, their responsibilities, some people have said that the human rights of the passenger was violated, especially with Ms. Emerson, with her bosom being reviewed to the public and also being uploaded on air. Do you not think that some sanctions should also go to the aviation workers for violating a privacy?
No, I don't. I disagree. When you have a stubborn somebody that looks like is under alcohol, you see, the aviation security went inside and asked, "Come on, follow us." He refused. Then that security came up and calls another person. If you look at it, call another person to come and help. Then they were even telling, "Come on, let us go out." He said no. They wanted to. He heard that curtain. She heard the curtain. So it's very violent. So the workers are supposed to be protected. And that is what aviation security came to do. Okay? So I don't think there's any violation of human rights of that lady that proved to be stubborn, lawless, violent. The one he displays inside the cabin is very small. The one he displayed on the ground, you saw it. Can the same person behave like that? So when you are dragging with people, anything can happen. The shirt can tear. You don't tell me that they just remove the shirt. If they remove the shirt, you want to enter. You don't put bra. You don't put anything. Well, look at it. You must be decent. You put bra with the private part, with the body show like that. But because you are struggling with the security that you are not going, you heard a voice. You are not going, and the minister doesn't see that. They are now going to go make him ambassador. They want to give him 500,000 something. One that they came to meet, he was phoning, put hand on the aircraft. Can he do that one? Can he do that one with all the places he's traveling to? Canada, all this. Can he do that? It's only in impunity that this government is encouraging. By the time you say we go, they caught Boko Haram, they have repented, absorbed them in the army. They caught this thing, they have repented, pardon them. They have meals with them now. So whatever you want to do, they are the one that will give advance signal to those people. When you see somebody that is dangerous, killing people, and they say don't repent, you don't know the plan they plan before they come and meet you. You say yes, absorb them. So I'm telling you the facts, and that is the fact. I'm not going to move from that. Aviation workers have not erred in law. It is the passenger that normally err in law. They tell you, my friend, you must come to the checking counter so time before the. Then you came after that, and they say we have closed the counter. Then you flare up. Why must you truly? Well, is it the fault of the aviation workers when you knew that this is the time they will close, this is the time they will board, this is the time they will depart, and before they depart in the cabin, the crew will demonstrate safety for you and ask you now off your telephone, off your set. Everybody will off the set. Then you don't off your set. There is this issue from Enugu. The pilot knew that somebody never off the set. Is announced that there's somebody that have never off the set. If the person insists, I'm going to make a U-turn, and he stop on the wrong way. Before the other passenger started shouting, they fetch him out, and if they off the phone before they start going. Before the pilot say, okay, now they have off it. Let us go. From Enugu, I'm not joking. It's there. That is Kwan 4. We don't know what will be Kwan 5.
Well, I wonder, putting the phone on airplane, is it not enough? Does the people boarding the boat have to switch off the device? Because some arguments that some people are saying is the aircraft that we have at this age, putting your phone on airplane mode should have sufficed rather than asking people to switch off their phone completely. So what's the difference? Airplane mode and switching off?
No, look, that airplane mode is meant for international flights. The aircraft you have here has no strength of sustaining the interference of telephone with the engine, with the let's say with the radar. So that is it. So it's only big aircraft that you can use fly mode. But in Nigeria, what is it urgent that the flight is about 1 hour, 15 minutes, that you cannot off your phone? What do you want to do? To play what? Music or what is it? You should have even put the phone and let it rest for that 1 hour, 15 minutes now. So, comrade, let me tell you, we, the Aviation Workers Union, we have resolved to resist anything that will not make them to punish these two people or any qualms in order to send signal deterrent to others. Look at somebody now and say, well, what do you do to this? What do you do to that? You give directive as a minister, which you're supposed not to even do. Within it's never reach a week again, you give another one. And you're announcing it. Something that is not your job. It's enough for Tinubu to change this, to reshuffle the cabinet, to change this man from he's a lawyer, he's not an aviator. We have plenty experienced aviator that could be minister.
All right, but now if we are to look at the role of the aviation business, if we are to look at customer service now, for instance, customer service are always going to be getting the heat, they get the anger of the people, they get the frustration of the people. But by their training, they are not supposed to react violently. Their role is always to de-escalate things and make sure to calm the person down and attend to the person as smoothly, as softly as possible to get the work done. So if we have to look at our own aviation workers, do you feel like perhaps they need more patience in dealing with difficult people and not necessarily going with harm to try to regulate?
Yeah, you have to separate customer services and cabin crew services. You see, customer services are trained. That is, they have a desk. You may write. Then cabin crew services, they have rule, international rule, law. The one you are saying customer services is a way of attending to air travelers. And I have never seen any complaint against customer services. Grand customer services, I've never seen. They will attend to you. Because myself, I used to go and verify. I've never seen. But the issue there is this. During the handling of the luggage, when you are traveling, you have overweight of your luggage. They weigh it and say, my friend, you are overweight like this. If you want to carry it, you must pay so. You will say, no, please, now, please. You can't please. You can't please. Because they know, they weigh it. So the best thing is for you to remove that load to the normal weight they wanted. Because the plane should not be overweight. If that is the case, then you are now saying that customer services or aviation workers are wicked. No. They are not wicked. They are doing their job. Auntie, they are doing their job. You are the one that's supposed to agree and obey the weight of the load you are supposed to carry. To obey the time you are supposed to come and check in. See, to obey the instruction in the cabin crew before the takeoff. The moment you disagree with that, then you are a lawless person. Then they have to treat you like that. So, you see, my friend, we have digested all this type of thing. Kwan One must be punished, must be made to face legal prosecution. This comfort, whatever, also the same thing. Ambassador or not ambassador is uncalled for. They have made Nigeria to be a laughing stock. Then, the reason given by the minister is untenable. So if you're repentant what? What are you repenting? When you see the aviation security surrounding you, telling you to come out, but you are still going, you went and stand in front of aircraft. What is all that madness? If you are closer to the people in power or people in government, does it mean that there is no law that at least that you will protect, you will obey? My friend, you go flash. What is in that flash? Do you know me? Do you know who you are talking to? But if you don't say what you want to see, if it is water, we will give you water in the cabin. You don't allow water. You open the tin and pour. And when you pour, the smell of the drink come out. It is from the VIP lounge. And he has been doing so. So it's only God that catch him. Caught him. Nemesis caught on him. Baba.
Alright, thank you so much for sadly we've run out of time. Thank you
Maybe I might have gone.
Oh no. We have run out of time. Thank you so much for being with us today. It has truly been a pleasure. It has really been enlightening. Thank you so much for being with us.
Yes, well, I'm happy that you can call me on this. And I know there are a lot of people that are trying to call me, and I will dodge it. By tomorrow, I will send our final press statement to you.
Alright, no problem.
On this matter. We mean it. We don't joke with it. They must go. They must be punished. Otherwise, if they are not punished, then Kiamu should resign. Not true, because we are going to make it very, very, very unmanageable for him.
Alright, and that's Comrade Razak Teju, the General Secretary, Association of Nigeria Aviation Professionals. And many thanks once again for being here.
Thank you very much for having me, and I'm grateful. Thank you very much. Viewers, I thank you.
Alright, many thanks to media Abolisha, the human rights lawyer who joined us live from Chicago. So this is what we got the company's close on today's episode of Firecracker. Thank you so much for staying with us to the very end. My name is Yoruba Misamako, and I think one of the lessons that we learned from this is whatever your status, whatever your influence, always make sure to follow the law so that you will not be an unpleasant example. Thank you so much to our wonderful time. Goodbye.